serving food, so having all of your food ready to go, prepared, close at hand if you can, on your countertop so that it's close by the table, or maybe a serving cart that's close by the table, just something so you're not having to leave the children. So that would be first, that I'd always be sure I have everything prepared and I'm organized. After you've gotten that done, then I would have my children wash their hands. And it's important to have them wash their hands and then come directly to the table, not to wash their hands and be able to touch other surfaces or toys within the classroom or within your home. The other thing to remember with children is that they should be seated while they eat. So then they should be seated in a chair or in a high chair, not be able to run around and eat or drink any other place, just because that could be a chance that they could fall, get hurt on the cup, they could choke, things like that. So they should always be seated at the table. So safety straps are required on your high chairs. So those all need to have the high chair straps on them. A lot of people like to cut them off. A lot of times people tell me that they seem like they're so dirty and they can't get them clean. But unfortunately, they are something that they are difficult to clean. You do your best, but you have to think about what is more important. It's more important for you to keep a child from falling out of the high chair and getting a head injury than it is to have a clean high chair strap. So if you've ripped them out, then you need to contact the company of the high chair to see if they have replacement straps, or you may have to buy a whole nother high chair that actually has the safety straps in them. And it's also important to always have a crotch bar too, or something that keeps the child from slipping underneath the high chair tray. It's important to remember that you stay within arm's reach if you can, is what's recommended, just because you're able to intervene. But just remember that at least if I do have to step away from them for a minute, I'm always going to keep my eyes on the children, even though I have to stand up. So if I have to get something at the counter, I'm going to still have my eyes on the children. I still can be watching them. I'm just going to be very mindful that I don't turn my back to them. Eating is actually considered to be a high-risk activity. So that's why it's very important that we cut up the food in the appropriate sizes. For infants, it's 1/4 of an inch. For toddlers, it's 1/2 inch. And then just to remember also that some children eat differently than another child. You might have everything cut up in the nice small sizes, but a child might eat like a little gopher and fill their cheeks full, and therefore they could choke on that. So just being very alert and attentive, so that maybe you just need to give them a little bit at a time. See if they're able to handle that, swallow that before you give them more, just so that they don't pack it all in there. Lastly would be temperature. Sometimes when you're serving food, it might be too hot, and children will not know to touch or to taste and wait, check that temperature before they put it in their mouth, because they're hungry. So therefore they're going to get burned. So that would be something also to remember, that you always check the temperature of food before you serve it to children.